Good morning, Phoenix. How you doing? How you doing? We're back. We're gonna have so much fun today. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so ready. I love this game so much. I'm so hype. I'm so hype. I'm so hype that it's as good as it is. Decent now that I can breathe. Indeed. Indeed. That is good. We like breathing. Breathing is useful. I would love to know what this one piece of my hair has against me. We'll file a petition. All right. Without further ado, chat. Sino, welcome in. Oh my god, you guys. So I done been told what we need to do today, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's so good to see you guys. How is your day going? God, I love this game. I am so addicted. I was like, we need to jump right in. We need to jump right in. I'm feeling also, by the way, a lot better. So like, I'm so glad to be just like back to happy, back to normal. I still can't believe that Twitch had that weird hiccup yesterday. That was the most bizarre thing. Oh my god, look at this art. I want all of this art framed. Okay, so I know exactly what we're gonna do. You guys need to just trust me, trust the process. We will be getting Doggy today, but I have a big surprise for you guys before we get Doggy. Now, I know that you guys probably are not ready for this level of surprise. I want to think it was... I'm gonna say it was like in this area. We're gonna do a little exploring first to warm up. Obviously, we're gonna die a lot. You guys already know. Stomach problems, things are rapid firing out a hole, could be worse. I'm so sorry, Phoenix. I hope you feel better. Yeah, that definitely was a little bit. You know, like I'm still having my first coffee. We gotta get past the first coffee and then we can get into physical bodily conditions. I feel sometimes like a medieval physician who is like, you ever at times just get handed a day where everybody has an ailment and you're like, oh my god, Ro, oh my god, Ro, I'm here to bully you into buying this game. Where's Panettone? Okay, wait, Panettone coffee? Oh. Hang on, this is like my lane. This is my lane. All right, what? ¿Qué tipo de panettone? Like, that's the real question here. And Ro knows this. Ro, I know, just started screaming because Panettone coffee is like... What? They have what? Girl, you need to buy this game immediately. I'm Italian stimming and I'm so excited. Yo, we're both just like, where? From whom? So no, you simply must. You simply must. You have to like figure out making sure that you share this coffee. This is like every Italian in chat right now is just screaming. Man, that really echoes now. Welcome in, Night, by the way. I'm so excited that you just said that. That is like the traditional Christmas offering. I mean, I don't know, Ro. Like, so do you guys do it for Christmas? I pretty much pick one up for most Festivus. Oh yeah. Oh, it's actually really delicious. It's very... Blackout coffee was their coffee of the month. Yeah, I know Blackout Coffee. We've talked about them. Also, can I just point out, by the way, how nice it is to have berries on the trees? I know that that's such like a little thing, but it actually isn't that little to me, and I really love it. This game is perfect. Also, what we're doing today is going to make all of you very happy in ways that you didn't know you could be happy. So just trust the process, lean in, relax, trust me. I spoke to somebody, and they gave me a piece of advice that is quite pivotal for this game. And now that I've heard it, I can't unhear it, so we have to go do it. We don't, but I would love for that to be a tradition. Yeah, bro. So I just like started doing it and my parents just followed suit. Basically, I spoke to a friend of mine, a Hungarian friend, who was like, why are you Why are you like worrying about it? Oh yeah, okay, so we're gonna geek away. Guys, first of all, I have to, by the way, tell you, so this is on low graphic settings with frame generation on. I do not think that this game looks bad at all. This is on low, Ro. Can you imagine on high? I could probably run it on high if I wasn't streaming it. But like, can we just please all take a minute to process that this is on low with frame generation? Yeah, this is not bad at all. And the performance, by the way, has been very solid throughout. We're really not noticing many bugs. This thing came out of... That's on low. Yeah, dude, this is on low. And by the way, even on low, the fans are definitely working. In fact, let me actually check something. It's because I want to see one thing real quick with AMD. Yeah, because my fans are still going crazy. Let me just see if it will talk to us a little bit about the performance grade on this, though, has been... What the fuck? Let me see. 175, 270, 280. Let me just see in AMD. Why is it saying that I'm playing the Elder Scrolls Online? What in the name of Christ? All right, hang on. I'm checking something. Sharpen effects, super resolution, fluid frames is enabled, quality, custom. I don't want to change it too much because I know for a fact that it's... I have no idea why this thing seems to think that we're playing the Elder Scrolls Online right now. That's absolutely so concerning. Sharpen effect. Let's just turn this baby on by like that much. Search mode and performance. High performance. Radeon chill image art enhanced sync. Let's see if that helps. Scaling mode. Just make sure this doesn't also break the game. Enjoy, Phoenix. He's doing so good. He's doing so well. While earning drops on a game I'm absolutely getting sick. Yo, right, bro? That's the thing too, is like the drops are insane. I'm like, I should really have somebody tabbed. Okay, so it's better. It's a little bit quieter. I think that did actually help a little. I don't think I have to restart the game for the sharpen effect. Now, by the way, one thing that's really nice about this game that the other did not have, you can also just save and quit from the menu. You do not have to find a bed before you save and quit for the day. So for those of you guys who are like, oh, I really want to get into these games, but I don't really like the saving system, they fixed the saving system, just so that you know. I was very happy to hear that myself. By the way, bro, they completely tightened up the combat. Everything is better. Like, even the investigation aspects of this game, I've really got to hand it to them. It is really looking better. And still get credit, that's true. But that would be so cheaty. I would feel like so bad. You know, like, I'm one of those people who's like chronically... Also, I'd have to make sure the emails... I'm such a mess. Don't worry about it. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. You all know that when there's DLCs that come out for this, I'm gonna be at the forefront buying a review. Were those fishies? Bro. Oh, enjoy, bro, and don't worry, this is a perfect lurking day. So we have a blizzard here today, guys, or we're supposed to like get more rain. We already had like a snowstorm, but we're supposed to get like a rain, ice, hail thing. So prepare to relax, enjoy yourselves. We are just going to be vibing all day. I was like, I was going to do the gym. I was going to do a bunch of stuff. And I was like, no, we're just going to relax. We have till February 11th. Good to know, because I'm going to tab like Raph and Dre. Freezing rain here. Same night. Same. See fishies in the water now. Don't you love it, Dre? Hello, Dre. And Dre, I can't believe that this is on low with frame generation. Got to work at home today with this weather. Yes, Ro. Hell yes. We love this energy. Also, my friend, this spring, we're just planning stuff. I don't know how we're going to plan stuff, or we're just going to figure it out and plan stuff together. I don't know. We're going to be in talks. We're going to figure this out. I've decided that this is ridiculous. And that we goth girls all need to get together. We're going to figure it out. I don't really care what it takes at this point. We're just going to do it. Look how decent. Yeah, it actually is insane. It's holding up insanely well on everything with low and frame generation. And like, my fans right now are so much quieter, by the way, since I went into AMD directly and just put on enhanced sync and a couple of other things. Bro, do not run at me right now. Oh, fuck us. Oh, fuck us. Oh, fuck us. Get away. I don't want any. I don't want no Girl Scout cookies. Bro, what the fuck is happening here? I am trusting none of this. I feel like that was the sketchiest. Hi. Bro, no, these are totally brigands. We're going and we're hiding. I don't fucking trust none of this. You know? This is feeling actually insane. I'm trying to get, alright, so like, Dre might know this already, but like there's a very specific thing that I was told about last night. It was by a very, very kind person who was like, hey, I'm gonna give you the biggest helping tip early in Kingdom Come 2. And I was like, okay, as long as it's not a story spoiler. And they were like, no, it's not a story spoiler, but like, you want to know this early? We're gonna do this early. I'm pretty hype. I hope it works. I hope that they happen to have been right. Unfortunately, I seem to be going the fucking worst way known to man, but that's fine. I think we need to be like in here if memory serves. Shit cakes. You better not be a fucking bandit. I'm not in the mood to fight you.
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary. Full of grace. That's a cool detail. We never saw Mary mentioned in the last time. In the last iteration, it was just Jesus Christ be praised. We ain't getting no love for them ladies. And we need that love. Nightingale just had a 24 gig update. I saw Sinnoh, which you know what that means. You know what we're doing. Also, did they say anything about optimization yet, Sinnoh? Because I feel like optimization's definitely coming. What the... Whoa. Whoa. This feels real fucking bad. Wait, are these our guys? Bro, this is our fucking camp. Bro, these are our guys. Did they give Christian burials to our guys? Guys, this is where we started. They buried our guys. That's actually so thoughtful. Can we thank them? Yeah, these are bandits. So we're not going to worry about that, but like the bandits actually buried our guys since we last played. I know we got to hop in on co-op stuff. So no, it's happening this weekend. We're going to just plan it. Let's do some co-op. Let's freaking do this. Guys, I'm so hyped that the bandits actually buried our guys. I think that's the sweetest thing ever. The fact that they actually took the time to bury our compatriots is insane to me. That's such a level of... That tells you, though, that these are obviously people of some measure of education and dignity, which tells you everything that you need to know about the faction that attacked Henry and the others at the beginning of the game. Because if they would bury our guys, because our guys didn't get anybody down, you know what I mean? So that we had 3 guys with us, 3 guys died, 3 guys are literally in a grave. What this basically means is that these gentlemen have a sense of piety, and to have a sense of piety and to have any kind of moral high ground, I think that Henry's assessment that this is probably Isfan Toth is probably pretty accurate. Because they would still be concerned about giving Christian burials. Usually bandits don't. Usually bandits don't really seem to care that way. At least not in this world. Ooh, parkour? Don't. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just tasted the rainbow, and not in a good way. That was, oh my god. Reminder to self, we are not doing parkour when we have a horse over this area. Where in the name of Christ Almighty? I love how I just like yeet myself into the worst possible location to be yeeted into. Alright, that's not where we want to go. It must be like up here more. Yeah, so we gotta do co-op stuff. I don't know if you're down for it this weekend. especially with this guy being out, but I'm so down. I was thinking we could just do like a co-op day where we just like see these new games and just talk about them and see the updates and try out all the changes and like basically just discuss the experience of them and see how they're running. Because I'm not even gonna lie to you too, since having the new processor, I'm feeling a lot better about Nightingale. Because Nightingale now, it's still resource heavy, but it's a little bit better. My poor processor before was just struggling. Y'all were seeing that poor game get strangled.
I should go back.
Okay, so this is the limit of that map. Oh, nice. Look at how that clears the... Oh. That was pleasant. All right, let's go northeast. Oh, now, by the way, so these mushrooms will actually fix it if you're overstuffed. So you can eat these mushrooms and actually lose 5 nourishment points, which is actually really useful. So if you don't want the debuffs... If you don't want the debuffs from being overstuffed, you can just actually pack in a bunch of these mushrooms and to zero harm to yourself, just take down 5 nourishment points. And I find that super useful. Because now that we have a much more nuanced nourishment system, I'm feeling a little bit less ridiculous. So like, for example, where am I at on the nourishment? Because I overdid it. Thoughts on the game so far? Nugs, I'm obsessed. Welcome in. Thank you for the first time chat. So let me tell you something. So the first game was one of my favorite games of all time. So you're talking to the right person, because the first game, so the world was beautiful, but when you got into like the forest, when you got into the ambient environment, it felt a little bit like empty. It was beautiful. It was such a fun game to just like ride around the woods, but there was a saturation point in the first game. The second game has tightened up the combat. The quests are so in-depth and emotional and beautifully voice acted. This game is honestly a masterpiece. It's running like butter. Even on my mid to low range PC, I am running this without any issues whatsoever, any hiccups. This game came out virtually bugless. I mean, we've seen like, okay, like maybe one thing, morning Valden. We've seen like maybe one thing here and there, but otherwise there's been no performance issues. There's been no, you know, there's been no quests that we've started so far that feels poorly thought out. It is just, this entire experience so far has just been almost, it's like they took every single thing that we talked about in the first game and just loved, and they made that better. And then anything that we saw in the first game that was tedious, they just completely took out of the equation altogether. So what I love about it is that instead of making the game clunkier, right, instead of saying like, oh, the sequel can't improve upon things, it has improved upon things to such a degree that I would actually tell you guys, for those of you who are not familiar with the first game, I would actually jump into the series with this game and watch a recap of the first. That's already, this is like after one day, that's my impression, is like this game plays so beautifully. There is such a lack of jank. There is such an incredible level of quality in these characters. They already feel very memorable, even the ones that we like barely had any time with, Nick, which I'm like so impressed by, because I mean, I don't know if like what other games that you're into, but like I'm, for example, very invested in games like Skyrim and whatnot, and like for me, the quest lines in Skyrim always felt very stale, very like, some of them were exciting, but they would take a little bit more motivation to really get properly invested in. In these quests, they just thrust you right into the middle of big scale debates. Like, you very much feel in this game that you are part of a civil war and that there is a civil war happening in this country. And so what you are aware of is that Bohemia is going through these really, really big changes, and you are going to have to find a way to reconcile with them. And your Henry can do this in a number of ways, right? Like, so we can do this through diplomacy, we can do this through warfare, we could do this through being like kind of like a thief, being clever, or you can just go the very classic route of being the good guy, hero knight, who does a mix of all three. And what I really appreciate is that this game isn't just giving you options from the prior, like, so very much unlike The Witcher 3, right, where like when you start out that game, right, your major story decisions from the first one, they ask you about it one time and then they seem not to really care after that point. This game is the complete opposite. This game cares the whole way through, and the responses as Henry feel like you can actually tell that this character cares about the people that he's been around. Are you friendly to me?
God grant you health.
A charcoal burner. It's just an incredible layer of detail, and the game's looking beautiful. 10 out of 10 analysis, 0 crumbs. So I thank you, Nick. Yeah, I'm going to tell you this right now. We're looking at the game of the year. We are looking, unless somebody pulls something, unless Dawnwalker magically just comes out at the end of the summer, we're looking at the game of the year. This is insane. The level, and it's already sold over 1 million copies within 2 days, which should tell you everything that you need to know about how much work has actually gone on with this enterprise. And I'm so honestly ecstatic to see it. I feel like we've needed this forever. And it's so satisfying to like get to the point where when you look at the game, so like, by the way, so for the maps, so there's 2 huge maps. What's up, Kira? It's good to see you, Kira. It's here. I'm so excited it's here. Maybe we can spend the night with these charcoal burners, but like, let's see. So first of all, this is just one map in the game. Look at the sides of this, please, with me. This is just one freaking map. There's a whole second map that's a whole separate area that's about this size too. Look at this. This is actually insane when you think about how much. Like, this is an insane amount of map to play. Yeah, oh, absolutely, Vald. I'm telling you right now that this game, and it's really interesting too, because one of the things that I'm finding, so like I'm finding so much pleasure, by the way, Kira, and anybody else who's a horse lover in my chat, will you please look with me at these horse models? I'm so sorry, but these horse models are making me just absolutely take a crap on Red Dead Redemption right now. I was like so hopeful for the horse models in Red Dead. I like these better, if I'm being honest with you guys. I like their build, I like their feel, I like the horseback riding in this more, I like the countryside more. You can also respond to guards and other people now in the same immersive way as you can with Rockstar games. I'm just like, and this is not to say like Red Dead 2 is not like a gorgeous game. I just honestly think that this studio, I think that Warhorse has really demonstrated what it looks like when you love a product so much that you are completely and utterly unwilling to give up on any part of it. Like every single thing that we're seeing in the games industry right now, if I'm totally honest with you guys, is just the most dead, crappy energy in games where they're written by people where you're like, do these people even care about this game at all? In Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, from the very minute, from the very opening sequences, you're like, not only do the devs love this game, not only do the people love this game, but like the devs were so concerned about putting story first and yet not losing any of the elements that make this game epic. So here's the thing. So it's definitely got survival sim elements, and in a medieval universe that is punishing. Okay, like we're not even going to sugarcoat it. Basically, if you don't know what you're doing, this is a great time to like tune into content creators who are doing like starter guides and stuff, because I'm not going to lie to you, you're going to want, if you're brand new to the game, you're going to want the starter guides, and there's no shame in it with this game. You really want to be aware of it so that you understand how the mechanics work. Sometimes it's just nice to have somebody break stuff down. However, what I have to say is that this game is absolutely immersive to such a degree where you have Skyrim level quests that you can just go F off and do. Some of them, by the way, are even time related without really announcing that they're time related, so that's also epic. But you have Skyrim level gameplay, and yet you have got freaking immersive medieval sim mechanics. And what's satisfying about it from my perspective, right, is that all of us wish that Skyrim felt more alive at moments. Kingdom Come 2 was like, hold my beer, we got this. And I'm actually astounded. I'm actually astounded. And they even put in cool mechanics. So like you're going to hear a lot about like the save mechanics in Kingdom Come. I don't think a lot of people are realizing this. You can also just save and quit from the menu now, and you can just reload where you saved and quit. So I'll put it to you this way. Even the detractors and even the people who were previously like not so thrilled with other mechanics literally have nothing to say at this point because their concerns have been handled, and not handled rudely. Might I add, by the way. They were taken as valid critique, and I think that that really says a lot about devs. Yeah, Valden, it was good to see you too, dude. I hope you get some good rest. It's like, I can't stress to you guys enough how important it is to be able to receive critique accept critique, and not take it as an insult. And that's exactly what happened with the devs at Warhorse. They heard what the community had to say, and they never took any of it on the chin. They just made a better, more polished product. Like right now, there's not a whole lot of action happening because I'm just running around the countryside. The menu is a huge feature I fear is sometimes overlooked. Not life stuff, exactly, Nick, exactly. And that's why they put it in, as for utility. And what I really love about it too, and I have to say this, they added tier classes to the gear. Just the freaking amazing mechanics now with the animals, and the concern about the animals is really making my heart very happy. Like the fact that Henry is very concerned about what is coming, like what is happening to his dog, makes me extremely satisfied because we need more of that energy. But now you also have, by the way, people riding on the roadway who could potentially run you down and hurt you, so you want to be very careful. You've got a lot of interactions where people are like, I'm going to FAFO for science later and see if the recipe for one of my favorite potions. I love that, Dry. I love that so much. I have a feeling that I know which one it is. Is it Bishov's Rage? Bishov's Rage? I feel like I'm saying that wrong. I'm on like half of 1 cup of coffee, by the way, guys. So like if I say some stuff wrong, nobody kill me, and nobody check, please come murder me. Just feel free to correct my pronunciation. I like to learn languages. Now, the only thing that I will say that is so far sending me is that Henry has the worst haircut known to mankind, and all of my gentlemen in chat know a good haircut is everything, so I'm hoping that one of the DLCs will give us some... Bane! I love Bane. Oh, Bane. But look at this world. This is, by the way, on low settings. So, Nick, I'm going to tell you this right now. So this is on low settings with frame generation, and already look at the aesthetics of this game. Look at the freaking aesthetics of this game. I mean, you just can't get better. Explanation on a full cup of coffee, I know, right? It would blast off. And we have a nice blizzard here. We're so cozy today. We're gonna be cozy. We're gonna be playing all day. We're gonna do a ton of in-depth quests. Now that I know how involved the side quests are, y'all can just bet that we are about to go so hard. All right, I think this is where we want to be. We're gonna see. It might not be, but we're looking for one very specific thing that once we get this one particular thing, all of my audience is going to lose their freaking minds because you guys are not going to believe the level of detail on this. Bits and pieces like drawing a crossbow in the smithing process. Find some reliable streams. Yeah, Nick, don't worry. We're your resource because we are playing this game.
The roads are bad today. Do you want to join us by the fire?
You totally look like bandits. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't really trust them. They look so bandity. Like, they seem nice, but it's kind of giving... Tachov! Oh my god, look at the rat insignia! Yeah, we're gonna be playing this game into the ground, so don't you worry, Nick. We're gonna be here playing this game until Kingdom Come. That's the corniest I can be. Ooh, what did I get a point in? I got survival, sharpening wheel, and a smithy. Okay. Oh my god. I'm living. All right, so where are the stables at? Because if they have a smith, you know that they have a stable. Are you the stables? I feel like you should be.
I'm sorry?
Do all the things. Oh, that's the plan. Oh, that's the plan. We're gonna try every single thing.
Well, that's just what they want you to think.
Percy?
Claiming it's in scripture. Who knows what's really in it and what they've made up? And if only lying would work.
Let me see. I feel like they have to have a stable because they have a smith, which just makes too much sense, you know? Like, you're not gonna have a smith in a town without having a stable in a town. Death level of matter. You can be tapped by a mace to the face, yes. So that is one thing to keep in mind too, is that you want to be very judicious. Oh, you're fine, not to worry. What happened? Do directions matter? They do, but you can also find in your journal that they will help you out a lot. So like basically one thing that I will tell you right now is that I was just doing a quest where I had to carry some guy and I was getting very frustrated because I could not figure out where I was supposed to be going, and my journal actually was the MVP that saved us the entire time. So like it matters heavily, but you can also fall back in a way. I was only looking for a stream for drops and I saw your name and I love that you embrace dying a lot because yeah, same girl. No shame. What's up, Ray Ray? Welcome in. Thank you for that first time chat. So I'm gonna stay and enjoy. Thank you, Ray Ray. I appreciate that. And listen, when I tell you that every single part of my experience of gaming is that I constantly tell people you don't need to be good at games to have fun playing them and to play them, quote, well. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been one of those people where I'm like, oh, I'm dying, I must suck at this game. I'm like, no, I'm dying, so I'm learning, and I'm happy to be learning. Right, Ray? I feel the same way. I feel like any of the elitists, like, oh, you can't play a game if you're dying a lot. Like, what? How do you think you get good at something? Like, I'm also an artist, and you make a lot of bad art before you ever make good art, you know? Like, no, I was surely never a child. Right? Thank you for the follow, dude. Welcome in. All right, let's see. We have top quality. How are we? Oh, because we use a blacksmith's kit. Okay. I like wanted to try this out, but... All right, this will progress the main story, which is epic, I think, because they're the red markers. Dude, these people are so nice. This is so lovely. All right, let's see where we are. So do you like not have a... That's crazy. If you don't actually have a stable drying rack, I feel like you should totally have a stable because you have a blacksmith. Maybe there's a stable on the way? If so, that's wild that people would farm out for horseshoes like that, you know? I die from FAFO, gravity, order of science, yeah. So by the way, I'm just going to tell you guys this. So gravity in this game will wreck you. Your ankles are Geralt of Rivia, okay? Original Geralt of Rivia. Do not mess with your Geralt of Rivia ankles in this game. You will regret it. Thank you, Nikki. Oh, I'm so glad that you walked the puppy. We love puppies here. We love all animals here, by the way. So we never do anything in these games that hurt the animals. And there are wolves in this game, and I'm very sad that you have to fight them. So when we fight them, I give everybody a puppy warning and just tell everybody to please go and get some water and snacks while I handle the situation, because it makes me sad. Now, by the way, one thing that I do love in this game is that you can get the animals to run away. So just so that you guys know, if you are playing this game for the first time and you are fighting doggos and you are like, I do not want to hurt the dog, this is something that's very passionate to me, you can just keep on parrying them until eventually they get injured enough where they run away. You can literally just do this without killing the doggies. You can avoid. There's only, I think, one quest so far that we found where you couldn't avoid, but you can, for the most part, just kind of bat them away, and they'll go. These are jumping into this and skipping the first one. So I would definitely recommend that if you haven't played the first one, because the first one to the second one, the combat, they've changed enough things and it feels different enough, where the second one is a completely different experience in the best ways possible. What I would actually suggest that you guys do is, if you have not played the first one and you're like, God, but I don't know if I actually want to like go through and like sit through the first one after seeing this, like I have a feeling that I actually just want to move on. If that is the case, you can absolutely and 100% do that. The only thing that I am going to tell you is that you should definitely watch a story recap of the first one before you hop into the second one, so that you understand who the characters are in the context. However, gameplay wise, you can absolutely seamlessly... I still can't believe, by the way, that this is on low graphic settings. Like, this is low right now. That's insane. Sorry, I just have to say it. But anyway, you can absolutely hop into the second one without playing the first and have, I'll put it to you guys this way, a much cleaner combat experience. Like, the first for me is a nostalgia game that I'll always go back and play myself, but I can't fault people who just want to jump into the second game and just want to experience the new mechanics for themselves as like a complete, you know, overhaul. Basically, I will say that the first game is beautiful, but there are moments where it feels very empty, even in terms of the wildlife, because they had a very limited budget. This game, they had no limits to the budget, and they sold over 1 million copies in 2 days, which should tell you guys everything that you need to know about the fact that this franchise is going to probably keep going in perpetuity. So I'm very excited. I'm very ecstatic for Warhorse and the product that they've created. I love supporting them, and I love also, by the way, that they're devs who stick to their guns. They said, these are our characters, this is our story, and we're making sure that those are perfect. And in the second game, you're really seeing that. It's a very refined experience. Like, even just the process of walking through fields in the first game, it was still beautiful, don't get me wrong. But it definitely felt a lot clunkier. And Dre can testify to this too, because Dre is a very seasoned Kingdom Come player as well. Like, we've both spent, you know, multiple hundreds of hours in these games, and we're both just obsessed. You know what I mean? Just completely obsessed with the world, and completely obsessed with also, and I will say this, so the controversy that you guys will see about Warhorse, right, is that basically what they're telling is a historically sort of accurate, like, and this is where I put an asterisk. In a video game, we need to stop expecting perfect historical accuracy. It wouldn't be fun to play. To be honest with you guys, it would be actually pretty dismal. We are obsessed with the fact that Warhorse cares about their narrative. They care about still giving you meaningful choices in terms of like the larger world events. And one thing that I have to really say that I'm loving about this game is that they stuck to their guns about the story, and they didn't just sit here and say, oh yeah, well, we're just going to pander to, you know, every single voice out there that's like, oh, well, we should try and make this as if it's not a historically brutal time for particular factions of people. They actually sat there and were like, no, if it's rough for people, it's rough for people, and we're gonna discuss it as such. And I really appreciate that about them, because it really requires a certain level of maturity to properly be able to disseminate, you know, where you actually have room for that flexibility and where you don't. Especially in an industry that right now is really just heading in a direction that to me has been actually somewhat alarming. Where basically what we're seeing is a lot of immaturity, I think, in game development. What you see with Warhorse is the complete opposite response, where they are responding maturely and helpfully, and they're not abandoning their fans, but they're also not abandoning their story. And I think that there's this beautiful area, right, in between that exists with boundaries, and it's just a lovely, lovely sector to be in. Have bias, so even if they did make it more accurate, somebody exactly Phoenix, because by the way, so this is telling the Czech perspective of this conflict, but this is a real historical conflict. And by the way, to me personally, these games are very precious, because this was how we discovered our actual family ancestry. Like, through the first game, I got very, very fascinated by the life and culture of the Cumans, and wound up stumbling into my own ancestors completely unexpectedly. Like, my family historian called me screaming excited. She was like, you're gonna freak out. Like, your relatives were in this area at this time period and managed to actually get away from the invading force. And not only that, by the way, but some of my ancestors actually married the Cumans, which I love. They basically saw these, like, in fairness to my ancestors, and by the way, I respect the hustle of my lady ancestors, they saw these gorgeous, dashing men with absolutely fantastic mustachios riding down in the hills in lamellar armor and gorgeous horses, and my ladies literally said, hold my beer, and they were like, that looks like husband shape to me. This historical reenactment people. I was pleasantly surprised with how many factors were accurate. Exactly, Ray. Exactly, the chainmail dance. It's amazing the level to which they care about this. But yeah, by the way, I love that my ancestors were basically just like, that looks like husband shape to me, and just proceeded to like be like, gorgeous language, absolutely lovely looking men, hello, hi, yes, what were we doing? they were like, oh, cavalry men. It would be heartbreaking if I slipped and tripped and fell right into their arms, and thus our family legacy continued. Although, by the way, one thing I do find very funny is that when you actually find DNA in your family line from like very old families, you're like, what in the name of God? But then you learn more about the Magyars, and you learn more about the Cumans, and you learn more about the Tatars and the Cossacks and all of these other groups that have moved through this area throughout time. And the story really just continues to get more and more fascinating in this region of the world. So Ray, I love it too, because honestly, this area of the world is so underserved in terms of what we actually discuss, especially in like a Western education, right? In our upbringing. Like, when I first met one of my very best friends, he is Hungarian, and I was actually very inspired to learn about his culture, because I realized that we just simply never learned about his culture at all in school. And I was like, wait, why is it that I, a very well-educated woman who's like working as a neuroscientist, have not really even had the opportunity to be able to properly pinpoint your country on a map? Like, that feels like a loss. And so what we did, as I sat down, I bought a bunch of classical literature from the area. I started really studying the history to really like try and understand, you know, and in the process actually fell in love with the country, and then found out after the fact that we ourselves, my family, is actually Hungarian. and Czech and basically Central European mix. I was like, I'm actually enamored with this. That's so cool. Now, by the way, one thing that they did take is they did take our ability to save in the wilderness. So this is something that I just want to point out to you guys. So one thing that you guys also want to get yourself very familiar with is savior shops. So we're going to take one here just because we're like far across the map. The times that I personally save in games are before big, like before I do like a big fight, and not like a story fight. I mean like just something tough. And also when I travel a really long distance on the map that I really don't want to have to run again. That's one thing that I will tell you guys, is to always keep savior schnapps and weak savior schnapps in your inventory in excess. Like if you are weighed down by anything, let it be having too many saves. Not enough. Because by the way, you can also sell them for quite a nice tidy bit of coin if you run into trouble. Oh no.
What's going on?
Thank God we just saved. You are way too well armored. Good afternoon, Walker. Welcome in. We were passionate about their game. Did some research from my time at Sandrock. Oh, I absolutely love that, Ray. I feel the same exact way.
What are you doing here?
Friend, welcome. I'm glad you're passing by.
He
At
seems
least
charming.
I won't be celebrating alone.
Are you gonna rob me?
I'm a father.
There is
My
fast travel
first
actually,
son.
Nick, and it's fantastic now. So you also have the option, by the way, in the fast travel to play the odds about whether or not you can avoid a situation. And sometimes you do get away with things that are almost so ridiculously poignant. You're like, wait, how the hell? You're like, Henry, what?
Well, congratulations are in order. What's his name?
Oh, Jonty. His name's Jonty.
I wish John T. the
He's
best
so
of
lying
health
to
then.
us.
My sentiments exactly. Best of health.
To be able to ask, are you
have
gonna
to
rob me,
drink to
right?
him with
Same.
me. I've got some fine brandy here.
I'm so
Come
sorry,
on,
buddy.
Let's drink to his health.
I'm so sorry, buddy, but it's totally,
What kind of brandy is this exactly?
Why, it's the finest I have. My late
separate side
father
fast
gave it
travel?
to
No,
me,
Nick, it's
saying
fantastic.
that
Not only do
when
they
he had
have
a
it,
grandson,
but you have the
we'd drink it
chance to
together,
avoid or
but
not, and you can do
he
certain
didn't
things that
live to see
increase
it.
the factor about whether or not you can avoid the
It's been
conflict.
buried in the ground for 10 years. Waiting
That's Study
for this
Twins. I
moment.
believe it,
I'm
Walker.
Sure you'll like it.
I do know about twin studies. It's really interesting too, because like, okay, I'm gonna call it twinteroception, which is very like neuroscience-y, but it's like this internal perception of twins. Like they almost have like a twin telepathy. I've always loved studying that line of research. It's very interesting, and I love the synchronized patterns.
But I'm not in the mood.
I'd be very offended, young man.
I'm sorry, but this brandy is
You
totally,
don't even want to wish
regardless
my
of the month,
newborn
right?
good health?
It's not that. This is a little hard ass. That is absolutely unacceptable. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're gonna totally rob me. I'm feeling
I don't drink with strangers.
Who the fuck do you think I am, you prick?
a stranger.
Here I am, offering to share my best booze with you, and this
We
is
need to
how
bring
you
back the
treat me?
concept of
I'll
strangers,
teach
by
you,
the
you
way.
cocky bastard.
Whoa,
I'll show you.
bro. Bro, you're giving so much stranger.
Fuck you.
Oh shit, I pressed the wrong block button. See, this is also why I would say start with the second game.
Didn't see that coming.
I love
eh?
how he's just like getting me beat up right now. I appreciate this. What's up, Lord?
Take that.
Fuck off. Not you, Lord. Sky. I can't believe that this is over me not accepting a mug of ale. Megan Dia? Yes. It's a channel entry.
Show
Hang on.
your stuff.
Bro, what the hell? I'm not... This is ridiculous. Brother, did I accidentally stumble into Bruce Lee? Fuck off. Right? So good. Sorry, buddy, but Jesus Christ. That sucked. I feel bad, but like, how was he that strong? Well, you got to remember, so we're in the early game. So because we've only been playing for about a day, we're actually not that strong, which I really love. By the way, about this is that you will start out and you are not the strongest person in the room. So one thing that's very important to keep in mind is that you have to pay very close attention to like your stats versus other people. Aqua Vitalis, I don't know, can we... How do I see what the info is on this? I used to know. Oh, I see that it's like... Can I just... Oh. Oh my god, we had this the whole time. Weapons will be 2 less for you. Oh, required strength is less. That's actually amazing. You will... You will bleed noticeably slower. You just have more time, yeah. Thick-blooded is amazing. Speech, let's see. Artisan, you can buy and sell weapons, armor, and clothing at a 10% better play. Buy, sell potions, herbs, recipes. That's pretty good. For bonus when haggling. We're gonna do this. How is he that strong? I know, it's so good. Bro is not supportive of sobriety. That escalated very quickly. I think he was always just planning to rob us. I really don't trust that he was not going to poison us because there's also, by the way, no wife and son in sight and no hovel in sight. If he had like a home that was somewhere around this, I think I would be less That scared the crap out of me. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I was like, what is that symbol? That freaked me out a little. I was like, all right, what does Aqua Vitalis do? Let's just drink it. Let's see. If you could like restore my health, that would be awesome, but I'm not hopeful. I feel bad that I had to get rid of that man, but he just absolutely was crazy. You know if they're similar at all? So they're actually, so here's how they're completely different. So Dragon's Dogma is very much an RNG, like you will wander through certain areas, you will constantly see certain enemies respawn. Kingdom Come Deliverance is basically this all-intensive, very, very passionately story-driven experience where it's basically Skyrim gameplay with survival mechanics, which is, like, how do I put this? The Skyrim level of lore depth with more historical accuracy and more love packed into it, but with actual historical relevancy. And what I think is exciting about that is that you're really taking place in an active, and actually this game being compared to Skyrim makes sense because we are very much being forced into addressing a civil war. And I'm for, oh boy. Okay. Oh, we have climb up now. That's actually Dre. The game has been changed. We have climb up now. This never had climb up. Oh my god, Dre, we have a climb up. I'm so excited. We can actually climb things. For those of you that don't know, we used to have to hop and you would break your ankles the whole way down. And it was struggle bus. But as you guys can see, by the way, the combat in this is not exactly forgiving. And at the early levels, it's not easy. Now, bear in mind, please, that I'm not fully armored at this moment either. So I'm not exactly doing myself any favors. And so one thing that you guys want to always keep in mind with this game is that your armor score matters probably, I would say, most of anything. Like, essentially, if you do not pay attention to your armor, if you do not actually pay attention to what you are doing, and by the way, get out of the way of the road when people are riding horses, you will get trampled, you will get very hurt in this game, and you will die often. Like, one thing that I think really helps is to just bear in mind that, like, things like traffic as in the real world still matter. Like, these might be historical people, but just like historical people, the same things that matter to us now mattered to them then. Knock people out instead of killing them, yes. So you can sneak and knock people out. You can also just be barefisted if you don't want to like fight them. Basically though, if a stranger draws fists on me, I tend to draw my sword. Mainly because in the old game, what used to happen is that you would draw your sword and they would usually panic. This guy did not panic, so I don't know if he was just Bruce Lee or that confident, but like I don't know what his combat scores were that he was that confident about just wrecking me. But it is admirable, honestly. It is a level of being a ruffian that you would not expect. Like, one thing that I will say that I absolutely love. All right. Let me know when you're back. Not to worry. I totally know. Freaking Twitch and their well-timed ads. And by well-timed, I'm obviously being sarcastic. Back. Okay. What I was saying, thank you, Knight. Appreciate. What I was saying is that basically the biggest thing with this game is that yes, you can knock people out if you sneak up on them. You can also knock them out if you're barefisted. The one thing to keep in mind though is that it really so certain barefisted opponents will just have a higher combat rating than you will. So what I tend to do is I tend to pull out the sword, because in the first game what would happen is that you would pull out your sword and people would actually panic and they would kind of just run away because they were like, oh, F that. This person seems pretty capable, and I've always enjoyed being able to capitalize on that. One thing though to bear in mind, I'll show you guys right now, by the way, the fast travel, just so that you have a good sense of what's going on here, because we'll probably run into, oh no, we're actually not running into problems. That's kind of shocking. I expected us to run into big problems where it was like, oh, surprise, you will not be able to do whatever. But as you can see, by the way, so we have a perfectly functional fast travel system. It is optimized. If you are on horseback, there are different stats applied to you. So for example, you do have certain rates of being able to avoid a thing versus not being able to avoid a thing based upon whether or not you are actually proficient in given skills. And there are also perks on the skill tree that allow you to see farther, so you can avoid conflict better and more efficiently. So one thing that I will tell you guys right off the bat with this game is that there has been absolutely no detail spared. Every single thing that you guys can think of in this game is involved, all the way down, by the way, to complexity of your relationship choices. And before you guys are like, but Effie, what do you mean? What I mean is that in this game, you can fully choose, even if in the last game, you're like, man, I felt like I was really locked into given romantic choices. In this game, you can fully have a clean slate if you want, and it keeps on asking you at multiple periods. It's not like this is a thing that only comes up once. It's not like The Witcher 3, where you make one decision, right, and then it impacts the whole rest of the game. It's you can actually have Henry change his mind in real time as you get new information, as you meet new people. It's Warhorse truly understood that there is a level of complexity to human beings that they have applied to Henry, and I think that that's very, very cool here. So yes, you can knock people out, you can hide their bodies, you can also dig them graves, which I think is really epic. You can basically hide bodies by actually giving them proper Christian burials. I would be willing to bet that there's going to be an achievement attached to how many people that you give a proper burial to, but that's just me making a guess right now. All I'm gonna say is I could see it. Oh, cool. So this is a permanent bed of ours, by the way. So you can also get permanent. I know I love Teresa too, although I have met Catherine, and I'm just going to say this right now. The minute I met Catherine, I was like, Catherine and Teresa, if you mix the two of them, that's my exact personality. And I'm just like, all I'm saying is that Teresa and Catherine, I feel like they could be besties, but I'm very much a fan of just seeing where things go. So even in our gameplay, I didn't over woo Teresa or try and be gross. I see Hans as kind of the gross, toxic, lady focused one. Whereas I feel like Henry has a healthy sense of restraint that I really like to attribute to his traumatic loss of Bianca, which if you don't know who Bianca is from the first game, don't worry, you will in the recap. Basically, Henry was already betrothed to a young woman named Bianca, who he was very in love with, and he watched die basically in front of him. I really like the idea that Henry is a little bit reticent towards relationships because of that experience. I don't feel like he would just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna smoothly move on. That's kind of insane. Yeah, Dre, Catherine is a lovely human being, and I feel like she and Teresa would get on like a house fire, and I don't fault anyone for falling into the I'm obsessed with Catherine party, because let's just not even get it twisted. I'm fully obsessed with Catherine. I think she's wonderful. I think she's absolutely wonderful. She, in every single way, shape, and form, is somebody who I myself would go out of my way to befriend. She has the confidence. I've got him wearing her ring. I know. And that's the things that basically with Bianca, and this is always going to be my sad point, but I think it has to be said. I don't think that Henry would just so smoothly move on from the loss of that. I did not appreciate in the first game how they had this kind of implication that Teresa was always angling towards Henry and she kind of capitalized on Bianca's death. I did not appreciate that, especially because she and Bianca seem to have been friends, just like Johanka. And I would never do that to one of my friends, where I would ever, if they died, go after their partner. Are you out of your fucking mind? That's so completely disloyal. So I was just very, I'm very team I believe that ladies can be friends. And so that was something that in this, I was really glad to see that they give you so many options where Henry is like being asked about his current emotions at the time of, because all I'm going to say is that I am not a fan of games that pit women against each other. And I've never really liked that. I don't like that vibe. It's kind of like, I have many healthy, happy friendships and we don't behave like that. I think it's possible for other people too, you know? And even in this time period, I don't think that we can say that it's a time period specific thing. Like, oh, Henry was just a teenager, he'll move on smoothly. Like, you don't really move on smoothly from seeing someone that you love killed in front of you. You know, whether we're talking about like people, pets, anything. Like, if you experience that kind of deep loss, you don't just necessarily jump immediately into being like, yeah, let me just go and frisk the first thing that comes along, and certainly not like let me fall into some deep entrenched relationship. Like, if anything, I would say in the first game, thank you, Kara. If anything, I would say in the first game, Henry actually shows a surprising lack of compassion and a lack of compassion for himself by jumping into things as hard as he does with Teresa, if I'm honest with you. Because you would expect him to have all kinds of anxiety and attachment issues attached to the fact that he actually just did that, considering the fact that he just fully yeets into another serious relationship. And by the way, during a time where there's an active civil war, so it's incredibly possible that he could wind up losing her again. Like, that's not really a thing that human beings process well, especially human beings under heavy trauma. I chalk it up to budget lacks. I think that there would have been maybe a whole better side quest with Bianca where we like were able to process our grief for her maybe a little bit better. But it's definitely something that in this game I really appreciate, that they've given him such a nice subtle layering into these relationships. Ah, here we are. 3 froggies. Look at the froggies. They're so cute. I think I'm where I should be.
Is there someone there, doggy?
Let me see if I'm where I should be. What do you mean I'm trespassing?
No one here.
I'm not trespassing. Okay, maybe I'm trespassing. Like, maybe he's a little scary. Poor Henry probably does after walking through all this rain, but when you guys see why I'm doing this. What's up, Ruff? Welcome in. Yeah, if you haven't played the first game, unfortunately, that's one of the earliest things that happens. Basically, she's very much a side character who you get about 5 minutes with, but I think one thing that we're supposed to understand is that he had a fairly involved relationship with her, and then when she's gone, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, well, she's gone, and it never, like, mentions it again, and I'm like, I would personally like it so much more if it was mentioned. Alright, let's see what the state of me is. I'm sure I'm covered in blood. I feel bad for these poor people.
Are you all right? You look like someone gave you a thrashing.
Ah, don't worry. I'm fine.
I think a big thing for both Henry and Teresa, a huge part of their relationship, based on the fact they both lost everything and everyone, and now feel like the only part of home. Agreed, Dre, and I don't love that for him long term, if I'm being honest. Blowing my laptop up. Good luck, Ray! Yes, Rough Road. Yes, that was the person that he was set to marry. And basically, she already had a ring, so they were betrothed. They were on their way to the altar, and basically there is absolutely no further quest done to sort of reconcile for him her loss. And that's something that for me personally, I've just always felt a little bit like... That's something that for me personally, as somebody who has lost their partner, like my own partner's dead, that's not how that goes. No, you're fine. I only mention it because it's one of the earliest events in the first game, and so it's one of those things. It's like, any spoilers, by the way, for the first game, for those of you that want to play it, don't worry.
Bleeding. Do you need some help?
No thanks. I'm just fine.
Actually, I could very much use some help, Henry. We really could. Don't y'all have a stable? Was it y'all who have a stable? By the way, this music is absolutely top tier. Am I insane? Shouldn't you have a stable? Yeah, like the fact that he just absolutely does not in any way get a chance to mourn Bianca has always made me very sad. And I agree with Dre entirely. I think that a big part of what brings him and Teresa together, right, is their shared trauma. And bits falling off. No, I'm fine. I just need to sit down, right? Henry didn't have much time to process the loss of Bianca. Grieving for a lost loved one is no joke. Yeah, exactly. And that's something that, like, for myself, especially too, like, as I replay the game, having myself a partner who's passed, I'm like, I can never imagine just setting aside. And I also could, by the way, never imagine getting with somebody who my dead partner considered a friend. That's not like a thing that for me would be a comfortable. Like me personally, that just wouldn't be. And everybody, by the way, is different, but for me, that's like a whole, that's a whole new category of nope. If anything, if there's anything that you avoid, like I actually had when my partner died, I had like his friends try and like hit me up and I was just like, no, no, like, in how many ways do I need to, oh my god, look at the cows and the bull. Oh my god, you're gorgeous. Actually, excuse me, can I ride into battle on this particular white bull? Oh my god, you guys are so cute. Oh my god, they're so cute. Sorry. I love animals. By the way, for those of you that are new, I really love animals and we're gonna like baby talk animals every single time that we see them. So just prepare yourselves for the annoying. I know. I know. If I could ever stop, I would, but I also would not date a friend. Yeah, same, rough. Same. That makes me wonder if it's a trauma response from his character to feel closer to Bianca again. That's what I'm thinking. Kira, that's what I'm thinking is like, but like, here's the part that really upsets me about it. And like, I have to just say like, and I agree completely, Rough Road. It gives me the ick too. He's in rom-coms. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, Dre. And there's a reason why I don't watch them, by the way. So I'm somebody who like absolutely will not mess around at all with like certain genres that are just insensitive. It's like when we play horror games and then they show you the classic PTSD presentation. And I'm like, as somebody who has literally worked in neuroscience on PTSD research, I'm like, if I could just express all the ways that this is inaccurate all at once, it makes me just like, sometimes you just want to like pick... Sometimes you just want to pick people up by their shoulders and be like, I need you to please, for the love of God, learn that Google Scholar exists. I'm like, exactly 5 minutes in clinical literature would teach so much more than sometimes people are willing to spend when they're developing things. And I'm like, did you know that you don't have to be kitschy when it comes to presenting a major stress disorder? But that's one thing that I do have to say that Warhorse has done really right. Also, by the way, in this game, I love the fact that Henry is still experiencing PTSD from what happened at Skalitz. He's still thinking about it. And it's not something that he's just tossed aside. It's like, this isn't just a one-time issue in a game that gets brought up once and you just glance on past it. It's like, no, the theme of this game is very much like Henry is walking forward with his losses. He's not just sitting here burying them under a rug. And it's so important to talk about that in games. Talk about the idea that we keep on using trauma as this like one-off like story plot device. And I'm like, that's not actually how trauma and PTSD work. And it didn't work in this time, just like it doesn't work in our present time. Like, if you know somebody who's experienced that kind of loss.
You look like someone gave you a thrashing.
Don't worry. Nothing's wrong.
Everything's wrong, actually. We're not well. The way they presented it in the beginning gave me such heavy Hellblade vibes. Same, Dre. And I really, that's another series too, right? Like Hellblade, that actually seems to understand trauma and loss and seems to really care about their character and the way that things are presented. We have to fight more for it in games, if you ask me. I'm somebody who's a very big believer that like, you do not simply just very casually move on from loss. That's just not the way that it works. Let's go to the Wagoners. I'm like, poor Henry is gonna need a bed soon. Excuse me? Like, he needs deliverance, yes. Coming together in a poetic way, yeah. He does, and honestly, because also the way that you play your Henry can also be a complete ruffian and a scoundrel.
Virgin Mary, did you get hit by a horse?
'Tis but a scratch.
Tis but a scratch! Oh, game of the year. I feel like Sinnoh's gonna come flying out from behind a bush.
Again.
Tis but a scratch. Obsessed.
What do you want?
Obsessed with his energy.
I'll have a look at your wares.
Also, why do we look like Christmas? That actually made me so happy. That actually was my favorite thing that could have happened. 'Tis a flesh wound, 'tis but a scratch. Freaking hell yes.
Why are you wasting my time if you don't want
Sleep will be good. Let's see if we can we stay here?
Show me your wares.
I guess we can't. Good to know. Soap? We can buy soap? Wait, that's actually hilarious. Oh, you know what? Let's go to the bathhouse. That did breathe life into me. Honestly, there's something so beautiful about a game that takes itself serious enough where it makes
What
sense.
would you like?
I need to take a load off.
What'll it be this time, Henry?
I need my wounds treated and my clothes washed. And then I'll have a hot bath.
For me, there's always something
Pay up
happening that
and we
kind of
can
needs
get
priority over my
started.
own needs, right? Right, Dre? Agreed. You know what is better than soap? Let's see. I'll gladly pay you. I only have 39. Let's talk about the... No, let's
I'll
just gladly
gladly
pay
pay
her.
you.
We
All
need to
right,
get
then.
soap on a
Let's get
rope.
to it. Follow me.
I love that. Soap on a rope. So you can't drop it. I feel that, Rough Road.
I reckon that's it. Take care of yourself out there, friend.
Ooh, hot steamy bath. Are we clothed? We are clothed. Bro, this looks amazing, actually. I was saying the one thing that I was very surprised by in this game is that we have so many busty, like, alehouse maids and other people just walking around with their boobs out in, like, the clear light of day. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it did kind of catch me in the first, where I was like, what is happening here? But now as we're playing it more, I do agree with Dre's point that I do think that this is actually something that was probably fairly, I do think that this was probably something that was fairly relative to the fact that we are in a, like, metropolis and not in just your standard, wait, did that save? I'm paranoid now. Hang on. Shit, I shouldn't be using this here, but we're gonna. Who are you? Valdemar. You have got
So,
drip,
tell me.
sir.
What can I do for you?
Are you Henry of Skalitz?
You got
That's
it.
me, all right.
I knew it! What an honor to finally meet you face to face!
And who might you be?
I'm Valdemar.
Go on.
I wander the world in search of curiosities. I love hearing about them, and I enjoy talking about them.
Oh my god, he's such an adorable nerd. Right?
What exactly are these curiosities you're so fond of?
Old
Are we
Brad from
blonde?
Shelyov keeps complaining about the folks from Tachov. If you go and see him, I'm sure he'll tell you more about it. But
Are we blonde
well,
now?
he takes a bit of getting used to, though.
Why are we
Oh.
blonde?
What do you mean?
You'll see.
We look
I
so
mean,
good blonde,
here.
actually. Is our hair getting bleached from walking around in the sun? Dre, I'm about to have a panic attack. Does our hair get, like, bleached from walking in the sun?
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for telling
Are
me.
we getting
Think nothing
natural
of it.
bleaching
I'm
from
telling
walking
you
in the
as
sun?
one adventurer
I'm
to
about to
another.
have such a nerdgasm. You
seeing
guys
you,
don't even
Henry.
know. My dad's a hairstylist.
Farewell.
My father is a hairstylist, so for me, this is like something that I know a lot about. I think our hair is actually bleaching from walking around in the sun. That's actually amazing. If that is the level of detail, well, because we've been running around in the hot summer sun, right, in Bohemia, because right now we can hear, based off the ambient noise, that it's, that we have bleaching going on from the hot summer sun. We didn't even need to use lemons, right? And this is what happens, by the way. You guys are going to see this in the summer with my hair. My hair turns like kind of like an auburn chestnut and my eyes turn more gold in the summer. It's kind of fun. But like, did you notice earlier from all the walking your shoes got damaged? I did. And that's why I'm thinking that that's what this is. The poor thing got worried I was going to attack her. That's actually such nice detail. Thank you for the follow, dude. Welcome in. This is such nice detail. What'd she say to, she said, oh, so you're doing that. All right, Ben. She was basically surprised by the fact that I was, and honestly, fairly, she was very surprised by the fact that I was kind of running around. And I can't really say I blame her because she is correct in getting... Why do I keep going in the wrong way? Well, you know what? Let's just go to Shella. I'm so locked in right now, right? I know. The level of immersion in this dialogue is really blessing me. All right, this time we will learn the right way to go. Yes, I know we need bed. We also know that, sadly, I am special, so bed will be a thing that we do later. Whoopsie daisy, ADHD mode. I got a level 7 in Vitality. Oh my god, Kira, wait till you get your hands on it to play it yourself. You're gonna freak out. I know two people play it the same way. Exactly. That's why watching it played is such a fascinating experience. Because across streamers too, like, and this is what I love. So by the way, for those of you that don't know, Dre streams and he's an amazing Kingdom Come streamer. So for those of you that have not watched his content, please do. All of my viewers, he's wonderful. Dear friend of mine. And I'm sure that we play the game in completely opposite ways because that's how it goes, right? Like sometimes you do a chaos mode, sometimes you do a hardcore mode, sometimes you want to be a peaceful knight, sometimes I just want to be a horse trader Henry. Everything is possible in this game. And that's what I love about it, is that you can absolutely diversify. So that's one thing also about us in here is like, when we have friends who are streamers who you guys know are playing the same games, don't worry, this game has so many options you will actually never get bored. You will genuinely never get bored in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 or 2. That is one thing that I will tell you is like, even in the first game, I never got bored. Like, I don't know about you, Dre, but I just ran around. I mean, I ran around like my life depended on it. Oh, we're actually headed towards our bed. That's pretty useful. Anthill. Which, by the way, doing the quest for Borgina early and having a room over here is actually the best utility ever. Let's talk about it. So, by the way, one thing that I really love in this game is that you can actually go and you can do quests for people and then you get rooms. I work from home today, but this is way cooler. I love it, Kira. Enjoy. Listen, this game is perfect, too, to lurk and hang out on. One thing I love is a game that I can just queue up with stream and we have amazing discussion while we're doing like a peaceful walk in the woods and not necessarily like having to like be fighting 24/7, but the quests still matter and we can still discuss them and it's still pleasant. Now, by the way, for those of you that are wondering, I did have Borgina and I did have Pavlena keep the money. For those of you that know, you know. I was just kind of like, I don't feel right taking their money. I found an Easter egg that I've never seen before. It was a grave with a skeleton that has a cap, a broom, and was reaching for a snitch. Yep. The Harry Potter. I love it. The amount of just little things that they put into this game are amazing. Go silent for a while and focus on my accounting task. No problem, Kira. No problem. You relax, enjoy. We will be here all day, guys. We have a blizzard up here on the northeast, so we are just enjoying. Am I overnourished? I am. I'm overstuffing myself. Now, this is what I mean, by the way, with the Lepiota, if they're still good. We're gonna see. They might not be. No, they're bad. I think they're gonna hurt us. Let's see. How do I find info about this thing? Headings, tabs, help, active. Can I like, no, this reorganizes. Dude, they're so gorgeous. Also, let's learn this. I love this. By the way, the recipes are all completely redone for the alchemy. And I love these graphics and I love the accuracy of this. All right. Now that we're overstuffed, I know. I love. Look at this. Look at this. How do you not just immediately feel inspired by this the second you see it? It really does. And one thing that I have to say, by the way, that I absolutely adore about this game, and I'm never going to stop adoring it about this game, is the fact that every single time that you load it up, it gets more and more enjoyable to play as time goes on, because as you start to learn things, as you start to kit up and gear out, and you start to like get to a point where you're leveling up constantly, you find so much relaxation and enjoyment just in like the tedium of the game. Like, I love personally working towards getting the best gear possible, in particular for my horse, and then just riding around. So there's some streams where we will load into this game and we will start the stream by just riding around, and it's going to be hilarious. Sure, Phoenix, go for it. It does, Dre. And this is crazy to me because, by the way, this is on the low setting, which is insane. A game that looks this tidy on the low setting, like, as they continue to optimize this thing, which I'm sure that they will, I'm just like, y'all. Now, by the way, this is a fantastic hunting spot. I need to find... Wait, wasn't there a bench? Hang on, let me see something. Thank you for the follow, dude. Welcome in. Let me see. We have this bench. Let's go, like, north of it. Using real spells up until IRL practitioners. Yeah. Oh, Phoenix. So this is funny that you mentioned that, actually. That's what happened, too, with the Exorcist. They really opened up a can of worms on themselves by invoking Pazuzu, who is historically a protector of women and children and other innocents, and they basically got themselves into deep dog crap with the Exorcist because they actually managed to offend an ancient deity, which is something that, like, you do not mess with certain figures in history, and Pazuzu is one of those, where he is a huge protector of those that are innocent and those that are defenseless. And so making him into a quote-unquote demon and pretending that he would in any way be involved to harm Reagan is actually insane. And so one thing that I really respected is that not only was that set absolutely like 120,000% as haunted as you could possibly imagine, but then in addition, it was beset by all kinds of immense tragedy that was seemingly unexplainable. Complete with a cast member murdering someone who was like, I did not act of my own volition. And I was like, so like whether it's Vampire Diaries or it's The Exorcist, one thing I always tell people is like, whenever you're going to mess with the occult, please make sure that you are credentialed to be doing so. And please make sure that it is respectful, because let me tell you right now that nothing will wreck you the way that a very ancient, very angry current will. I have seen many things in my life that I would define as FAFO. None of them so prominent, however, is that I'm like, oh my god, please no. Enjoy, Dre. Oh, I love bads. I actually, every stream when it ends, I take like the world's hottest, I take like a Daenerys Targaryen bath, where I'm just like, melt my skin off my body. It's like my way to soak in some Epsom salts and just like let the muscles air out. Because I don't know if I told you guys, but I've been getting back into distance running again, especially cross-country running. And it has been so soothing because I've basically been doing this IRL, which is one of my favorite hobbies to be into. But my legs hurt so bad. Surprised to hear they were actually using real spells though, but it makes sense, yeah. Well, and I think it's because a lot of people get very attracted, right, to a product that actually uses real occultism. The problem is that word using, right? Like, when you're working with anything in the occult and you're not actually doing so with respect and like a firm belief in it, there's a lot of potential there that can quickly turn into some FAFO.
Praise God.
Woo! Praise God indeed. Thank you for not murdering me. That came very close. We had traffic congestion. Hello. I saw that building trying to snap in. Oh, cool. Are you like a training area? You are a training area. That's awesome. I actually love that. But no, it makes perfect sense that they would want to use real stuff, because it's like, if you can afford to do so and you have the budget for it, why not, right? The problem is that many times too, though, when they use things, Phoenix, they don't actually consult practitioners before they use it. So like, one thing that's always cracked me up is whenever somebody is like I used to know somebody who would actually collect grimoires from practitioners. He would like keep them stacked on his shelves at home, and he could not figure out why his life kept going to immediate shit. And I was like, dude, like these are authentic. These are like first edition. And you just have them sitting on a shelf altogether. You have no idea if these practitioners would have even gotten along. You do not have permission to have these contents in your house like this. They're not under proper storage and you're not using them for their intended purpose. Like this is, you're basically collecting bad karma. I was like, stop! I was like, oh my god, stop! And it was one of those things. Oh, look at that gorgeous crest. Is that acorns? Acorn and oak. Oh my god, Sino is gonna nerd so hard. I'm so excited. Alright. Alright. Stable? Are you or an inn? One thing I will say, oh yeah, this is totally a stable. Oz, it's so good to see you. How you doing? How you doing, Oz? Oh my god, Oz, I'm so happy. We're here, it's here. That I can understand the want to be accurate, but also y'all need to remember why exactly these things are well guarded. Yes. Yes. Some of them, by the way, and I will say this, some grimoires belong in museums and should just not be touched or used. It's just historically, like, why would you wreck yourself when you could just check yourself? That's always been my policy, at least, is like, yeah, let me never, please God, become the person who just is like, ah, yes, I'm totally entitled to this property. Oh my god, you're so cute. Look at these ponies. Oz, I'm in heaven. Oh my god, Oz, it's running like butter, too. It's such a beautiful game, and it is running so well. I'm absolutely nerding. Yes, I hope. Okay, fingers crossed. Everyone, cross your fingers that my guess about the location was right. Because, by the way, I was only given a hint, so we're running around from town to town because I think a thing is about to happen. Chat, get hype, chat. You're gonna want to be hyped for this.
Wait, that's my Pebbles, my girl.
I was right.
I thought they killed you down by that pond.
I was right. Our pony's alive. Guys, Pebble's still alive. And by the way, one of the best horses in the game. Oh my god, look at you though. You're gorgeous. Excuse me? Oh my god, you're gorgeous. I would die for Pebbles, we all would. Bro, the fact that all of you... Torrent? Oh my god. Torrent, like Elden Ring's Torrent! Oh my god, like Elden Ring's Torrent, guys. Pebbles is here! And alive! And fine! Where is this? This is in Sameen. The Sameen stables. Alright, let's find the stable master. We gotta talk to the stable master, I think. Because our pony is alive in here. Hi.
How can I help you today, friend?
Okay, why do you have a 2025 haircut?
That grey horse you have grazing here is mine.
What do you mean yours?
Relax.
I bought it fair and square. I admit, it was only
Sure.
for a few
Hang on one
groschen
second.
from some suspicious lad who found it down by the Rock Tower Pond, but that horse is not branded, so it belongs to me now.
Okay, hang on.
Look, you know they attacked an entourage by that pond, right?
I heard about it. That news spread
Fashion
through the land like wildfire.
is a circle,
And the
indeed.
one who sold it
She's got such a pretty coat,
told you he
right?
found it by the pond, right?
Well, he did, aye.
So it's not entirely impossible she belonged to me.
Maybe not impossible, but I paid for her.
Aye, but just a few groschen. You said so yourself. Wouldn't you rather be in the good graces of someone who might have been part of that expedition?
Maybe so. All right, I'll give it to you. But you
He
owe
has such
me
a 2025 hair.
Go and get her
And I
then.
do love
If
that,
she
Ray.
remembers you, she
I
might
do
even
love
come
these
when you whistle
haircuts for
her.
men. Why can't we have these haircuts?
Safe travels. What are you whistling for?
Baby! Hi, baby! Alright, let me show you. So we are in Sameen, which is relatively, so compared to Trotskovitz, southwest. A straight diagonal. Hi, baby. Hello, I'm so happy to see you. So unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be able to, yes. Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing that we're waiting to unlock. Of course, I got you. Our baby is back, everyone.
Nice and slow.
Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so back, besties. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, besties. Yes.
Quick!
We're back, guys. We got a horse.
Quick!
Which means that now we can do all manner of things nice and quick. Now we also have to save up for some horseshoe, boy. So this is totally bareback right now because we don't have tack yet. However, the most important thing is that we have a pony. Now, by the way, one interesting fact is that if you do steal horses in this game, they will eventually walk back to the place where you stole them from.
I have that dream again.
No traffic laws yet. You know, I actually think that there were, Ray, because you got to realize that the bailiff, if somebody collided with a cart and it killed like a priceless horse or something, it would have actually been a huge economic issue. Like a huge topic for debate.
Go! Just a bit further.
It's okay, Bobby. So you gotta figure, it would have actually been a huge detriment if you had two horses collide. Is there a right side of the road, right of way, or something like that? Yeah, for usually, I believe it's for royal envoys, you would be expected to completely get off the road. Like, basically, if you saw colors and you saw, like, any kind of, like, expensive goods, like a merchant, you were expected to give right away to them. You would not, if you were just like a rider on bareback like I am right now, you would absolutely have no status as opposed to, ooh, nice. I like the system of braking. By the way, Dre, please bear in mind that there is now a braking system. And riding feels very different than it did in the first game, but not in a bad way, I would say. But yeah, you were expected to give right away to basically anybody who looked wealthier than you. And that's, I hate to put it this way, but like, essentially they were on the right side of the law and you were automatically on the wrong one.
I have to warn you about the greatest evil and danger on God's earth. Men.
All right, wait, actually, as we're here, there's something I have to do. Where's Bara at? There she is. Classism was life, exactly. In feudalism, essentially what you have to do is you have to get out of the way for the rich and basically just be glad that they're not trampling you down in the road, which is very frustrating. Bush, my baby. Oh my goodness, my baby. Also, our carrying capacity just got insanely better. Let's see how quality our stuff is. All right, let's store this. Move to horse. Not that. Yeah, look at that. Our weight just got so much better. Beautiful pebbles, indeed.
Greetings to you.
Why can't I talk to you more? Shoot, I think I accidentally closed myself out of some quest stuff. That's gonna be very bad news if so. Praise? Wait, what was that? What did you just say? Praise? Put that dialogue option back. Wait, what do I... How would I praise the pony? I would praise you. I would like to praise you. I would like to say thank you, Pebbles. Precious Pebbles! Hang on. Alright, where do we need to go? Let's go right to this blacksmith. Maybe he'll actually sell us something. That could actually be super useful. And yes, don't worry, we will get Mutt back on the stream. That's pretty sweet. So now she'll just follow she. I feel weird calling Pebble she. Wasn't she a stallion in the last game? Dre, sound off. Feeling a little bit weird about the fact that they changed our horse's gender on us. Horsemanship levels. Yes, let's go, baby. That's what I'm angling for. I'm like, is it just me or wasn't Pebbles a stallion the last time? I know this is not just like me having a like repressed memory. Oh my god, oh my god! Sorry.
Go!
Like, why is Pebbles suddenly a girl? God, it feels so relaxing to ride through fields again.
That's a fine maypole.
Yes. Praise is R.
Come here.
Phoenix, you don't want to miss Olive Stream. We'll be sad without you. Oh my god, we can praise Pebbles? We can finally pet the horse? Babies, we can pet the horse. It's a happy day. It's a happy day. Babies. So by the way, for those of you that don't know, so here are your starter stats on Pebbles. These improve with time and experience.
Good day to you.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Greetings. What do you need?
Trade, repair. Let's see first trade.
Sale?
Oh, baby. We have got absolutely nothing. We have 14 groschen. That's not great. Well, we have nothing he wants anyway.
Why are you wasting my time?
It's on PS5 too? Oh, yeah.
What can I do for you?
I heard you could use a helping hand at the forge.
Let's do it, baby.
My last two hands, well, they're not worth mentioning.
All I'm saying here is you should do it.
Wedding coming up,
I'm going to tell you right now that you should do it.
What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Radavan. You should know, Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well, that kind of experience will come in.
Hey, it's
very
Miller
handy
Peshek's
for me.
voice actor.
As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade. That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
Welcome to the blacksmithing, everyone.
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Great. Find some
Let's be
iron
sure
and
he
get
won't need the
started.
space for work, but I think I might,
You
right?
can't
Oh,
make
it's
a
so
sword
worth
out
it.
of butter, but if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest in my forge.
We have a hill. Start forging. Oh, nice.
Cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to stick in the fire. You have to heat it up a bit like it. Try poking it around.
Furnace. You can move the piece back and forth in the furnace to heat its individual parts. Okay. Alright, this has got to be like molten. The fact it's raining loudly is rather...
Try moving the sword along the anvil. You can get the hang of it. Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. So what then? If you can't handle it, I'll have you make nails instead. Very nice. You're doing just fine. When I say evenly, I mean it. The sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take. It'll cool off soon anyway.
I love how challenging this is.
You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace.
This is amazing. I'm actually in love with this. This is Effie's blacksmith simulator. Don't mind me. Oh my god, I'm in love with this. Oh my god, I will never complain again about anything.
Besides the spark, you can tell a good strike by the sound it makes. That's the ring you want. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice. Hammer to a rhythm. When I hammer a piece to a beat, the work goes by. Sometimes, oh, there you go. You've got it finished.
Yeah.
And the sword will be done.
I know the whole process of this. Sordo, this looks fun, yeah. We're gonna be doing a lot of this, you guys. We're gonna be spending a lot of time making our own weapons. I want all the crafting diagrams, I want to make everything. Nice. Dude, this is actually decent.
Right. Let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
Yeah, he did.
Certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, you've definitely got a job here. Even so, keep in mind, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one, you can't go wrong.
I'm so
Got
excited
that?
to play with
Or
this.
is there something else you want to ask about?
What's the whistling for? How do I know it gets it burns? When's the workplace finish?
Thanks. That's all I need
It
to
was
know.
very linear.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed.
Yeah.
There's a chest where you can keep your
Hell
things.
yeah.
And
We
of
have a
course,
room?
You can use the forge anytime you
Bro, we
want.
have a room?
Any questions?
Where can I get materials?
You can buy some essentials from me. But if you want to make a fancy sword with lots of ornamentation, you'll have to look elsewhere. This is just a village, you know.
Well, it's lovely to see you. Thank you for the resub and the 10 months. It's so nice to see you, dude. How you doing?
What can I do with the items I've forged?
Welsh, this game is so worth it.
Sell them.
It's so lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well.
But I'll happily buy some of the nicer things from you.
I'm so stoked.
Where exactly is my bed?
At the side of the house. There are 2 doors.
I think it might be Welsh. I think it might be. And believe it or not, we're just rolling.
Next to the woodshed. And you can put your things in the chest there.
We're just rolling.
Don't worry, nobody will steal them.
At some point, I'll like break and make lunch, but
What now?
What do you think?
I'm so addicted that I'm not worried about it.
I'll find you some work to do right away.
Can we
You're
make
pretty good at
horseshoes?
swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes.
I need horseshoes.
Right. Here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like.
Thank you, Welsh. I'm so glad that you do. They're so fun.
Right away.
They're so fun. It was time to shift up the vibe, you know?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder all bloody day.
Well, good. I don't want him to look over my shoulder.
Forge away as long as you're able, and then sell it all. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work.
All right, I'm excited. Let's do this. All right, so what do we need to... All right, so how do we make horseshoes? The first kingdom come. Oh my god, you're gonna have such a good time. Yeah, let me see something. Does he like give me a... Wait, also... Oh, that's considerably worth more. So we're gonna put this on our belt. All right, let's see. We need other blacksmith's kit, bunch of keys, bloody stone, hair pelt, torn piece of dress. That's sad. So how's our nourishment doing? Let's eat that bread. We're also gonna drop you. So far, it's being an American in 2025 sucks ass. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It just sucks ass, but we're not worrying about it. Oh my god. You can't get to your horse from here. Hang on. We're just all like sad. I did not realize that we have tack. Why can't I get to my horse from here? Now I can. Hang on. Inventory, horse. Equip, equip. We have tack, ladies and gentlemen. That's exciting. Oh, it looks cute. Hey, how dare you? Pebbles is perfect. LT. Oh, this is so much better. Oh, this is so much better. But I hope 2025 has been going better for you over there, Welsh. I'll tell you right now. As an American, we're all just kind of horrified by what we're living through, but we're making the best of it, you know? Now this is epic, by the way, because we have a top tier hunting sword to use, which means that we are going to be insanely OP.
Good to see you.
you know, nobody knows what's gonna happen, Welsh, right? Like, the world is mysterious. I'm just focused on you guys and on us all enjoying ourselves. And frankly, just muddling through as we always do. Like, you know? Thankfully, what we do here, I don't think should be too affected by anything, and we're just gonna hope for the best as time goes forward, and, you know, that's the best that we got, and that's okay. Yeah. Alright, let's see what our... What? Was it not you that I... Wait, did we not get like a... Wait, how did I not improve the quality of this at all? That doesn't feel right. Civ 7 so expensive? I've never played any of the Civ games. I don't know anything about it. Wait, why didn't you give me a skill point? Or like any kind of like an improvement? Oh, I see, because I might not have been doing it right. Because I wasn't actually improving anything, ladies and gentlemen. Guess my brain needed it. Amen, Valden. Welcome back. Valden, we found Pebbles, our horse. Pebbles lives. And not only lives, but is hanging out in a perfectly cushy life in a stable that we interrupted. Free horse, baby. Yeah, I haven't played any of them, actually. I've heard of them. I feel like everybody's heard of Civ, but I haven't actually played. I've heard amazing things, though. I feel like I would probably really love it. Alright, let's see. We gotta, like, get to, like... I feel like there's probably a sweet spot or something. I feel like there has to be. Yeah, look at that. Come on. Yeah, let's do that. Surely I must be improving this thing, right? I'm feeling like so nervous to like actually... This is so... The amount of innuendo that could be made about the process of blacksmithing is really like on another level. We really want that edge to be better sharpened. Work those legs, right? Here we go, along the way. Now that just feels holy. Is the second better? Yes. Welsh, I will say yes. In almost just about every single way. Like, everything that we loved, they made better. Everything that we didn't like, they completely reworked and improved upon. I will say that there is absolutely no annoying part of the second game. So far, I went to bed happily thinking about this game, being so excited to pick it up, and I know for a fact that I am currently playing the game of the year. I have no doubt. I feel like Dre knows it. We all know it. You know, it's just kind of like, yeah, we have the game of the year in our hands right now, and this is the most exciting feeling because of it. It's almost like I'm into that or something. It's almost like I'm into that or something. I can't imagine. Can't imagine that I might know something about that topic. Bro, I better upgrade the sword after all this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's see. Yo, we got it to 100%. That's actually insane. Let's do this one next. I'm actually in love. Hang on, we gotta forge all the swords. We have to loot.
This.
Of course there is. There's always a need to improve it. Yeah, Oz, I had to reinstall. I had to actually completely rebuild all of my OBS and uninstall it completely. It just had a, it actually had a memory leak on OBS itself. Basically the whole thing, like, so essentially there's like one little issue. And unfortunately that one issue was jumping up its CPU usage by over 20% more than it should have been. So like we had no issues with Elden Ring once we fixed it. And I was just like, oh, that's so beyond annoying. Yeah, OBS was just having memory leak problems, which, like, it sucks, but it happens, you know? Alright, so let's see. Let's say...
What would you like?
About smithing.
I'll have a look at the wares.
Let me just see if I can... Can I get any kind of... I know we have stuff for it. Alright, oh, okay, here we go. Farmer's horseshoes are going to be 10. I mean, that's actually better than nothing. 1 out of 5. Wait, what? Does this mean he only gets 1 horseshoe? Wait, no, hang on. I need to be able to make horseshoes, actually. Let me sell my old one, I guess. And then we'll also sell, I guess, these. And let's see, what are we dealing with here? Pay 23.4. I don't have enough. Okay. Shiza.
Oh well, what can you do? Farewell then.
I'm trying my best. I mean, we could just make more of these and sell them. Let's just do this so we can get our crafting up. I'm actually loving this, by the way. Also, by the way, Valden, you're going to be obsessed with the crafting system, just saying. I don't even need to inspect it, I know.
I'm always hitting the same place. That's no good. I should move it.
Brother, I'm trying. Shit, I didn't perfectly evenly... Okay, this gets complicated. That's what I figured. I was like, I don't think it's my hardware. I kind of knew it was my software because I was like, there's no reason why this should be at 42% CPU when normally it's easily 20. All right, we're gonna put this thing back in the fire in a minute. The forge. Yeah, it's usually like my first thought is that something's going buggy with the software. Here we go. Hey.
This is gonna take a while yet.
Pissing down rain again.
I love listening to him ambiently complain in the background.
I'm always hitting the same place. That's no good.
Bro.
I should move it. I have to hammer it more evenly.
I'm like, do you hear you? I do love, though, that he, like, critiques himself in the process of this. This is actually very, like... color of straw. Here we go. Nice, nice. We like. I hope it came out good. I want to sell these hunting swords to him so that he can, Then we'll buy the farmer's horseshoes. We'll make a bunch of those. I'm like, we kind of have to do this if we want to get any kind of decent money. Quality is good. All right, it's good. All right, let's make sure that we sharpen it. Where are you at there? Now, what is the most important part of any sword? This. The forging and then the sharpening. Basically, none of this is usable unless it can actually cut somebody to ribbons. I'm excited too because it seems like this guy will just buy the wares that we make, which means that this is like the easiest money ever. This, by the way, used to be my favorite thing. For those of you that don't know, as a small child, I just wanted to be a medieval blacksmith. I literally was like, fuck being a princess. I literally want to do what my family has historically always done, which was to actually make equipment for nobility. So this, for me, is like me living out my childhood dreams right now. My inner 5-year-old is just screaming. I saw a blacksmith one time and was like, I relate. And that was, by the way, before I realized that our family name literally means Smith in Italian. I was like, oh, I see. It's like I see that I am doing lore accurate things for my birth. Which, by the way, would have been insanely dangerous work for a young woman. Especially too, like, I can just picture having long hair with these sparks. No, thank you.
Can't get any better than this.
Perfect, let's sell it.
What would you like?
Let's talk trade.
I'll have a look at the wares.
All right, so what are we selling here? We have got... Nice. 15.6. That's actually a decent amount here.
Pleasure doing business. Take care.
Gorgeous. All right, so now we should be able to afford, I think...
What do you have for sale?
Do we have the recipe now? Because what do I have? 36.8? Perfect. This is what we need. Just do that for now.
I hope you'll be satisfied, my friend. Excuse me.
Oh, I didn't learn it yet. Yeah, let me learn it. Oh, I already had it? Are you kidding? That's actually so annoying. Oh well. We could probably still sell it. Let me try and sell it to him.
What can I do for you?
Trade.
I'll have a look at the wares.
Will you accept back your... Really?
Oh,
You
well,
piece.
what can you do? Farewell, then.
Alright, so what would I need for this? That's the big question. Hunting sword, farmer's horseshoes. Alright, let's do this business. This is gonna be chaotic, but let's do it. Alright, I'm excited. We probably should have looked at what the recipe was. We want straw colored, right? There we go. Alright, so how are we doing this? Oh boy. What is happening here?
This must be the ugliest horse I've seen in my life.
Don't be rude to Pebbles.
I have to move it.
Henry, I'm literally okay. This is actually the struggle.
I'm always hitting the same place.
Bro.
That's no good.
Much as I would love to hit this horseshoe right now, I feel like we're going to be here for years. Bro. What actually is this? I'm in torture. Chat.
Completely cold.
Chat. I'm losing it. Chat, it's so bad. Chat, what is happening? We need a better targeting system for this. Oh my god, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Oh my god. In heaven. Bro. No, this is terrible. Bro. You cannot be serious with me right now.
I should move it.
What the frick is happening? Bros? My people? My peeps? My peeps? The struggle is becoming so real. Oh my god, oh my god. It's like my brain sees, but cannot perceive.
This is useless. I should move it.
There we go. Starting to come together. We're sticking these right on Pebbles. We're not even selling them yet.
I should move it.
Brother, I am just trying to hit it. That's what she said. Okay, horseshoes are stressful. Horseshoes are stressful. I'm hoping that the work axe is less stressful. I'm feeling a little bit, like, stressed by this process. What the fuck is that whistling? Henry. Henry. Please.
I'm always hitting the same place.
Brother?
That's no good.
All right, I'm learning. She's learning, chat. It's happening. We're making horseshoes.
I have to hammer it more evenly. This is useless. I should move it.
Brother, if you do not stop giving me annoying dialogue, this is like the eating cue. There we go. They don't look terrible. They look like horseshoes. You know? The shape is there. I don't know what else we can do with them. I don't think you sharpen horseshoes, obviously. I watch enough farrier videos. In my spare time,